Ancient legends. Vampire legends have existed all around the world. Different vampires from different regions differed in their appearances. For example, vampires from Bulgaria had one nostril, whereas those from Transylvania were pale and had long fingernails. In Chinese culture, it was believed that, if a cat or dog jumped over a dead body, the body would turn into an undead. In Russian folklore, vampires were witches who once rebelled against the church, when they were alive. In Egyptian mythology, goddess Sekhmet was said to be bloodthirsty. The Persian civilization was the first to have had stories of blood-drinking creatures. In folkloric tales, undead vampires often visited loved ones and caused mischief or deaths in the neighborhoods they inhabited, when they were alive. They wore shrouds and were often described as bloated and of ruddy or dark countenance, markedly different from today's gaunt, pale vampire which dates from the early 19th century. Although vampiric entities have been recorded in most cultures, the term vampire was not popularized until the early 18th century, after an influx of vampire superstition into Western Europe from areas where vampire legends were frequent, such as the Balkans and Eastern Europe, although local variants were also known by different names, such as vampire in Serbia, Vrkalikas in Greece and Strigoi in Romania. The Apotemkin is considered to be the Native Americans' version of a vampire. In European folklore, a vampire is a corpse that rises from the grave and sucks blood from the living. According to some accounts, the dead become vampires because demons or evil spirits enter their bodies. Vampires are also said to be dead werewolves, witches, criminals, suicides, and heretics, persons whose beliefs are contrary to church doctrine. In some legends, the victims of vampire attacks turn into vampires themselves. The principal characteristic of the vampire is that when buried it does not decay like a normal corpse. Instead, it leaves the grave at night to search for victims. According to tradition, a vampire remains active as long as it can obtain blood. Legends of blood-sucking creatures are found in many cultures throughout history. The vampire is also a popular literary subject, hence why there are numerous descriptions of the origin, nature, powers, etc. of vampires. What seems to be universal about vampire myths is their connection with the fear of death and their desire for immortality. Myths on the signs of vampirism in a dead body's vampire, mythical creatures guide. Holes in the ground above the grave corpse with one or more of the following: 1. Wide open eyes. 2. Ruddy complexion. 3. No decomposition, nails and hair grown out, bite marks apparent on the neck, shroud, burial cloth partially or entirely devoured, blood in the veins, coffin containing blood, apparently well-fed body, flexible limbs, since dead people are often stiff due to lack of blood circulation.